Hi, let's talk today about Sachha, Jhootha, a film Ketan Desai made immediately after Kismet. To me, it's a perfect commercial entertainer, having all the ingredients to make a perfect Bollywood masala movie. A perfect script having Rajesh Khanna in a double role, super hit music, fabulous performances by actors, a great photography. What more can you ask for? When I was all of 8 or 9, one day my father, mother, his regular writers and me were sitting around at home, just chatting. My father had called the writers to discuss what film should we make next, what would be the story. While chatting, one of the writers said, I recently read an article saying that every human being has 6 or 7 lookalikes in the world. My father said, how do you know? He said, I cannot validate it, but scientists say, philosophers, astrologers, they've all said this. And everybody began chatting. Suddenly my father switched off. He went into another zone. He got up and left the room. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. My mother said, please go and check. Is Dad okay? So I went into another room where he was standing. He was just puzzled. Then he started pacing up and down. I just told him, I said, they're waiting for you in the room. Please come. He said, yeah, I'm coming. He came and he sat down. He looked at the writers and he said, listen, I've got the story idea. I know what we are going to make next. So I said, what are we going to do? He said, we are going to make a film with a double role. And this time, there will be no biological twins. There will be lookalikes, but they will not be related by blood in any way. They were stunned. And he said, now let's start writing. Thus, Sachha Jhootha was born. An interesting fact, Sachha Jhootha was the first film to be made in Geva color. What is Geva color? Geva color is a film. It's a film that is known as Geva. Earlier, we used to have film negatives. That is the raw film, which used to be put into the camera. That film was called Orwo, O-R-W-O. It was not of great quality, but we didn't have an alternate. After the film was released, whatever it did, 15 weeks, 20 weeks, 25 weeks, the color would fade. The reels, as we call them, were of no use. But with Geva color coming in, everything changed. The quality was so good that even after the first run of the film, when distributors came back, they could use the same reels. They did not have to share or bear the expense for new prints from the laboratory. Do you know where the script of Sachha Jhootha was written? The detailed screenplay? Most of it was in an old home, locality called Ketan Desai, modest yet crowded. The writers and my father used to sit from early in the morning to late in the night. Jhootha, they were very charged. But the writers felt that they were invading the privacy of the house. My mother would be on her toes, serving them breakfast, tea at regular intervals, lunch, evening snacks, etc. So the writers told my father, he said, Manji, let's have a change of scene. Let's sit somewhere else. So my father said, no problem. He always had marked a spot. A spot most of you people will know. It is a road that comes down from Hanging Gardens towards Kemp's Corner. On the right, lot of foliage, bushes, trees, a beautiful place to sit. So my father took one staff member, put a gadda, a chatai, cushions, and a chaddar. And they used to go to the spot and spread it out and sit from morning to evening and discuss the script. To my father's luck, great ideas came up at that location. Also, my mother would come at lunchtime with a tiffin and serve everybody lunch. When I came back from school, my mother would give me a tiffin for evening snacks, which I used to take and give them and serve them all their snacks. I used to sit with him till night, then we would both sit in the car and come back home. That was the dedication that he had as a filmmaker to his script. This spot was used in Sachha Jhootha for the action sequence between Vinod Khanna and the gangsters. When you say fate, luck, kismat or naseeb, I believe in it. I'll tell you why. Ketan Desai had finalized the concept. He had it in his mind what he wanted to make next. On the other hand, there were two friends who approached Kalyanji Anandji. They were very thick with them. They said, Kalyanji bhai, we want to make a film. We've come to you for advice. Do guide us what we should do. Kalyanji bhai asked them, banana kya hai? What do you want to make? They said, we want to make a hardcore commercial movie and what makes money. We don't want to do an arty film. He didn't even think for a moment. He said, I have a right man for you. The man is Ketan Desai. Catch him before it's too late. He is on his way to the top. He is going to hit bullseye. Kalyanji bhai immediately called up my father and he says, Ketan bhai, I have two people who want to make a film. They are partners. Would you like to meet them? My father said, sure. Next day, they had fixed a meeting at Kalyanji bhai's sitting room. And they spoke and everything was fruitful. And you know the rest. That's how Sachha Jhootha was initiated. Meri pyari bahaniya banegi dulhaniya. Sach ke aayenge dule raja. Bhaiya raja bajayega baja. This iconic song from Sachha Jhootha is played in every wedding procession. For me, this song is no less than Raksha Bandhan, for it symbolizes the sanctity, purity, and the emotion a brother has for his sister. And also in the end of the film, when everything is resolved, he still stands on the car and plays the song, and this time it's really his sister getting married. It's beautiful. I promise you, if you're watching this film, I don't dare, but I really would like you to sit up and leave your chair when you see this song. It's really emotional. It's really heart-tugging.